Shalom, Israel. My name is Officer Kayad one again. You know what I mean? Out of ISUPK, you know what I mean? ISUPK, Jamaica. You understand? Alright, so watch this now. We cover a little story today, you know what I mean, with the man where him call the police and the police come and execute him baby mother. Alright, let me explain it better. Him and him baby mother have some problems, a dispute. You understand? And she attack him with a knife and call the police because you don't know. Him probably don't want to take things in his own hand. We don't know the scenario. See? Him probably don't want to take things in his own hand, right? So him call the police for come deal with him baby mother for him. Instead of come deal with him baby mother, calm down the situation, you know what I mean? Confiscate the knife from her so him can, you know what I mean? Do him thing safely. The police come and execute him baby mother. You understand? We're going to jump in on a story today. You understand? But you know the thing already. You know what I mean? Whenever we come live, I try me couldn't get some of the local news. So, you know what I mean? As soon as the news come back on stream, we're going to just jump across tonight. You understand? So, in the meanwhile, though, we're going to really look at the article. We have the video as well. So, we're going to show on the video of the man actually breaking down. You know what I mean? Because despite the dispute that him and him baby mother have, this man never wants him woman dead. You understand? This man never wants to see the police come and kill him. That was not what the man called the police to come do. To come shoot him baby mother. And according to the brother, you know what I mean? The police escalated the situation. You understand? And it begs the question, how well trained are our police to deal with, you know what I mean, situations like a domestic dispute? You know what I mean? And should we call the police when it comes to domestic issues? Because your wife have a little incident, a little problem. You call the police so that the police can come between you and she and settle down the thing. Instead, the police come and murder your wife. You know what I mean? Then you ask the question, what use is the police? You understand? This seems like one of the cases over the United States where we call the police come, and in the process, the police kill it. You understand? It seems like the Jamaican police have the same policing tactic as the racist one them over the United States. You understand? All right, let me just read a little bit of the article. It says Aaron Morgan said he often called the police to intervene in domestic violence at his home, but he is not convinced that he cried for help. That his cried for help were taken seriously because he's a man. He again raised an alarm on Monday morning, but that assistance had tragic consequences for his common law wife. You understand? 35-year-old Tashika McLeod, who was fatally shot by the police. All right, so the man called the police. All right, backdrop. Several occasions, him go to the police and explain to them that his wife is very, you know what I mean, abusive. You understand? Because not just man abusive, you know, woman abusive as well. And them not take him serious. But the time when them take him serious, them come at the man yard and murder the man, woman. Which is not the reason why the man called the police. All right, so we're going to skip over to the news now. So, you know what I mean? And we're going to come back to this story. And we have the video as well to show you, you know what I mean, the man's reaction to the police, you know what I mean, assassinating his woman. You understand?
Information reaching our news center is that Mrs. Mallory Ford is currently getting medical treatment at hospital. The extent of her injury is unclear. Giovanni Dennis has details.
The moment Parliament was interrupted,
as we went through the deliberations, I know that we were conscious of the other laws that existed and what might have been some of those provisions.
there was uncertainty even as colleagues rushed to the aid of the Attorney General, Molynes Road. Opposition spokesman on education, Angela Brown-Burke, was instructed to continue her presentation.
Madam Speaker, I want to obey you, but I also don't want to come across as a crass, uncaring individual and member of this parliament. Five minutes.
Of the House adjourned for 5 minutes.
Our news center understands Mrs. Malahoo Ford twisted her ankle and fell at the Speaker's stairs. Parliamentary proceedings were temporarily halted and the broadcast cut as Mrs. Malahoo Ford was taken to hospital. Government Minister Matthew Samuda provided this update on Radio Jamaica's Beyond the Headlines.
I know she's been taken to the university hospital and she's going through medical checks at the moment, so we haven't had quite any feedback. It is our hope that it is indeed not too serious, but we will know soon.
But the exact situation in terms of exactly what the medical condition is you're saying is not known.
Not clear at this time.
Okay.
So we just ask that, the society keeps her in their prayers this evening.
Another government minister has told our news center the AG is in good spirits. Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.
Over $800 million and counting. The repair bill that the country has been left with following the heavy rains associated with Tropical Storm Elsa. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the disclosure in Parliament this evening as he urged MPs to use funds they have been allocated for drain cleaning and other mitigation work in the next 21 days. Fashion Brown tells us more.
Flooding in some parishes and damaged roads in others. The impact of Tropical Storm Elsa on Jamaica is clear. In fact, the weather system dumped 7 to 8 inches of rainfall on sections of the island. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says though the Met Office is still collating data, indications are that the highest levels of rainfall were experienced in the southeastern section of the island. So parishes like St. Catherine and Clarendon were hard hit. Mr. Holness says the National Works Agency's preliminary assessment shows that roughly 177 roads island-wide.
In the meanwhile, just click the like button, you understand? You know what I mean? So we can reach more people, you understand? Yeah, man, just click the like button and, you know what I mean, share it. You know what I mean? Leave a comment if you don't have any question as well.
And drains of silt and debris and the cost to make roads accessible. Regarding the cost to clear and clean roadways and drains of silt and debris, the preliminary cost has been put at 443 million Jamaican dollars. Another 360 million will be required to make affected corridors accessible. We are therefore looking at a total cost of approximately $803 million.
The figure, he says, includes road maintenance, drain cleaning, among other things. It does not include rehabilitation and other permanent repairs. But the hurricane season is far from over. Forecasters have predicted a season with above normal activity.
Last year's fifth or E-named storm, Edward, formed on the 6th of July, breaking by 6 days the record set in 2005 for the earliest appearance of the Atlantic's fifth storm of the season. Elsa's formation date of July 1st has broken that record by 5 days.
So attention has now turned to preparation for the rest of the season.
I wish to urge members of this House to move quickly in assisting the NWA in having the first phase of our mitigation program completed. The government has made $100 million available for this purpose. I am aware that the program has been completed in some constituencies, but there are others which are lagging. I want to urge us all to have these activities completed within the next 21 days so that we will be in a better position for the rest of the season.
For Member of Parliament for Manchester Northwest, Michael Phillips, the money MPs get for mitigation work is not enough.
But I can only clean only a few major drains in Northwest Manchester with $1 million.
Are we going to spend more on mitigation? It is our intention to do so. I can't say how much we're going to spend now. The Minister of Finance is here, so I'm certain that he too suffers the same problems that we do. So I'm sure he will be very sympathetic towards an allocation in preparation for any other event, weather event that may occur.
Vashon Brown, TVJ News.
Over 1,600 farmers affected with an early estimate of $34 million. That's the impact of Tropical Storm Elsa on the agriculture sector. Portfolio Minister Floyd Green says authorities are still doing damage assessment, but farmers in Clarendon have been the most severely impacted.
The majority of our farmers were spared the brunt of Elsa's fury, and we're very thankful for that. But we did have some farmers that suffered some damage. Approximately 1,600 farmers from across 4 parishes would have suffered damage. The RADA team has been out in the field, and the preliminary estimates are about $34 million in damage, and that accounts for 1,157 crop farmers from across 4 parishes, with the hardest hit being Clarendon, followed by St. Catherine, and then St. Thomas and parts of St. Andrew, and about 400 livestock farmers.
Vegetable, legume, and broiler chicken farmers were the most impacted by Elsa. Mr. Green, in the meantime, says plans are afoot to help.
We do intend to tap on our production incentive program to see how we can help the farmers that were directly impacted. That is normally the farmers know that we will try to provide some assistance to help them to get through this period. And as such, we ask them, if they haven't already done so, to contact the RADA offices. Clearly, we already have a database of those impacted, so we will be intervening.
Today was the start of the face-to-face component of the National Summer School Program. From all indication, not many government-based teachers were swayed to participate, while student turnout has been low. Cody and Barrett visited some schools in the corporate area.
Day 1 of face-to-face classes in the National Summer School Program. As we drove through the corporate area, not all institutions were open. We were told administrators were still in dialogue with the Education Ministry. Some schools are still undecided about participating in the program, while others have delayed the start of classes because external exams are in progress. As for those schools which were opened, student turnout was low, like here at the Edward Siaga Primary School. Only 55 students turned up for the day.
We're calling parents and we're letting them know that we're on board with the program, and it's 2 hours per day for 2 days of the week, so they should really take advantage of this free program.
On Monday, the Ministry of Education in a statement noted that 43,000 students were registered to participate in the program. Acting Chief Education Officer Dr. Casson Troop pointing out that there are plans to address the low uptake.
We have our educators, we have our what we call our response support team. Those are also in the field trying to get parents to understand the importance of re-engaging the students at this time in preparation for the new school year.
Still, teachers are eager to engage students in the physical space.
Our school community, teachers, parents, students, everyone has been very supportive. Everyone has been excited. Parents are very excited to get the children out for face-to-face, because as we know in Jamaica, there's nothing like face-to-face. So even though we had a very vibrant online program, it was very important that students come to school in front of their teachers, where they can get that very important connection.
We're excited about it because our students, we were not seeing about 60% of our students online. So they are really disadvantaged. So we decided that we're going to get on board with this and be a part of the face-to-face component of it.
Coming in face-to-face has been a massive, massive move for our school, and also per other schools, and seeing other students coming in and working at the level that their required level is not there. However, we are prepared to work with them. So coming in for the face-to-face is an excellent idea.
The summer school sessions will be held for 2 hours each day, Monday to Thursday, until August 19. The program forms part of the government's Recover Smarter National School Learning and Intervention Plan. Cody Ann Barrett, TVJ News.
Still to come this evening, another deadly strain of COVID-19 emerges. And in business news, farmers could access crop insurance by year end. We'll be right back.
would need to have in place, though, would be the teachers who would have volunteered for this program. And so far, we do not have any teacher volunteer.
Face-to-face classes were postponed until Wednesday in St. Thomas. Attempts to get reasons for the delay from Yallis Primary and other schools were unsuccessful. Education Minister Favour Williams says between Monday and Tuesday, 25,000 students registered for the online platform. She says the ministry is working on improving the face-to-face turnout, both among teachers and students.
About 5,500 tutors have indicated an interest in working in the program. We have been in touch with about 20,000 students to have them know where to go in terms of the face-to-face. And as we progress through this week, we will have better numbers.
Recent rains have led to an increase in mosquito breeding sites, and officials from the Ministry of Health say they are putting in place mechanisms to prevent a dengue outbreak. The last major outbreak of the mosquito-borne virus was in 2019. Shamala Pullen tells us more.
At least 30 dengue cases have been confirmed by the Ministry of Health so far this year. But with the recent heavy rains, that number is expected to rise.
Our high dengue transmission season does not start until September, October. So these months that are preceding are the months that sets up the condition that will land us in an outbreak situation. So with the rains and the high temperature, we do not do something now to control the mosquitoes, then there's a lag period when we begin to see dengue in the human population.
Medical entomologist in the Ministry of Health, Shireen Huntley-Jones, says the ministry is getting set to implement its enhanced vector control program with the hope of reducing the mosquito population and to prevent a possible outbreak.
There are three main components to that. The first and major one is the employment of over 1,000 temporary workers, because we need more boots on the ground. So what these workers are coming on to do is to facilitate the search for and destroying of breeding sites in some of our critical high-risk communities. In addition to that, we will be increasing our fogging. So you'll see us, we'll be more visible as it relates to fogging. And of course, we will be launching our media campaign as it relates to dengue control. So those are the three main components that the Ministry of Health will be engaged in.
Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says while the ministry is prepared to deal with a dengue outbreak and a surge in COVID-19 cases, there will still be challenges.
It means the same doctors, nurses, and hospitals will have to be contending with both. And some of the symptoms do overlap. So more would have to be done in terms of diagnostics, testing, and so on. So it would definitely offer for us some challenges. So we want to avoid that as best as possible. We're not there yet, and we hope not to get there. So it's so important that the public recognizes their role and recognize the risks that we face.
In the meantime, persons are encouraged to destroy mosquito breeding sites in and around their homes. This can be done by punching holes in tins, covering all containers, and dispose of your garbage properly. Shamela Pullen, TVJ News.
Now, as the debate over the use of ivermectin to treat COVID patients heightens, another treatment remains on the back burner. That's convalescent plasma. Shamala Pullen now tells us a story of a recovered COVID patient's request to raise awareness about the treatment and to help other patients in dire need.
John Wenzel contracted coronavirus in August 2020.
The main symptom I had was I was really tired. I couldn't keep awake for longer than about 4 hours, so I'd be sleeping for about 16 hours a day. I knew I had something. I wasn't sure what it was. I just had enough sense to stay home. So I stayed home for a week, and then on day number 6 was the dead giveaway. I woke up in the morning, I couldn't smell anything.
Not long after his recovery, there was a call for persons who have recovered from the virus to donate convalescent plasma. Convalescent plasma is given to severely ill COVID-19 patients who are hospitalized. It usually lessens the severity or shortens the length of the disease in patients. From a single donor, doctors are able to get enough convalescent plasma to treat at least 3 people. So Mr. Wenzel did not hesitate to answer the call.
From my perspective, what this is doing, it's saving the life of someone else. Like there's the potential that the antibodies in your blood can be used to help one of these critically ill patients, where someone can potentially get to go back home to their family and have a few more years with their kids and their grandkids, and people can get to hug their mother again or their father again.
He became the first person to donate convalescent plasma in Jamaica and continues to donate.
You're allowed to donate for plasma once a month because you may know for donating whole blood, like if you go to the blood bank, you're only allowed to donate 3 to 4 times per year. But with plasma, what's happening is the machine takes the blood out of you, it spins it in a centrifuge, it only takes the plasma out. It replaces that with saline and then puts the rest of it back into you. So you're not actually donating the whole blood, you're only donating the plasma part, and your body actually makes the plasma back in 48 hours.
Dr. Gillian Worf is the principal investigator for the pilot study of convalescent COVID-19 plasma at the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI. There are more than 29,000 persons listed as having recovered from the virus, but Dr. Worf says so far only 17 people have donated plasma.
Certainly, we would like to see more persons coming in to donate so that we have, a pool of plasma that is there if somebody needs, rather than, trying to search around for plasma when somebody is really in need of plasma. So that's one thing we would like to see. The other is that we would like to have our colleagues in other hospitals recognize this as a potential treatment and refer patients in.
Shimela Pullen, TVJ News.
Yet another strain of the coronavirus is proving to be just as deadly as the Delta variant. It's called the Lambda variant. Now, what could this mean for Jamaica's health system? Anthony Lugg has that report.
Scientists fear the highly contagious Lambda variant, which emerged in Peru, may be resistant to vaccines. The new strain has been blamed for the country having the highest pandemic death rate in the world. It has since spread to over 30 countries, mostly in Latin America, but at least 8 cases have been recorded in the UK. Here in Jamaica, public health experts have been monitoring the new strain. Professor of Health Peter Figueroa is again urging the population to be vigilant, even with the easing of restrictions.
It has spread throughout South America, and it is now in the UK. It's going to reach Jamaica as well, just as the Delta variant has spread widely and is in the UK, US. It's been isolated in Barbados, Aruba, Martinique, Guadeloupe. So the Delta variant is already in the Caribbean, and it's only a matter of time. Lambda will also be here also.
The emergence of the new strain comes at a time when the Delta variant is wreaking havoc in other countries. The health ministry is currently awaiting the results of close to 400 samples it sent for testing recently. Professor Figueroa is again stressing the need for persons to be fully vaccinated given the emergence of new COVID-19 variants.
The vaccines that we currently have are proven to still to be effective against the variants of concern. They may not be as effective as against the regular coronavirus, but they are effective in preventing severe disease, hospitalizations, and death. So it is very unusual for someone who is fully vaccinated to actually get severe COVID once they're fully vaccinated.
Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.
Still to come in this newscast, it's near PNP adamant local government polls in the pipeline. While on the international scene, 4 confirmed dead and dozens missing after tsunami-like mudslide in Japan. We'll be right back.
All right, so you know what I mean, the news they're on a break. So until the news forward back, we'll continue to cover the story. All right, so the article says, right, Morgan disclosed that McLeod had a history of violence and had made claims to police that he was the aggressor. You know what I mean? So this, his baby mother was, you know what I mean, occasionally, you know what I mean, abusive to him. You understand? But she was the one who always report to the police that he was the aggressor. And we in the ISUPK, we have been chastising the black woman for those, you know what I mean, ingenious moves, because in many cases, you go and tell the police that your man abused you, the police come and ill treat your man, and in many cases, kill the man. You understand? And this is common. You understand? Especially in the United States. But in this case, the woman was the aggressor, as the man said. See, police now send nobody to come rescue me. All the while, I want rescue. All the while, Mumma do the things them and go a station say, me beat her up. And when me go down there, them no want hear when me a say. You understand? And this is common. And if the man take things in him and matters in him own and decide, say, yo, me, I go take things in him and defend myself, lick down the woman, kill her, then, you know, I say, him a go to jail for murder. You understand? But on the contrary, the man decides, say, yo, I'm going to call the police to make sure, say, him not for put hand on the woman. You know what I mean? Then the police come and murder him, woman. And on the video, you can clearly see that the man love him, woman. Contrary to what woman rights activists want to portray these, our Jamaican man as some abusive, you understand, individuals. The man sure say, yo, him really love him, woman. Him never call the police to come slaughter him, woman. Him call the police because him want them deal with the domestic issue between him and her. But the thing is, our police is not equipped for that. Our police is trained, you know what I mean, for come use lethal force per way. They are not trained to deal with domestic issues, to give counsel, you know what I mean, to alleviate and to do conflict resolution. You understand? To de-escalate the matter. You know what I mean? And we're going to play the tape later on. You know what I mean? In the meanwhile, we are going to play out the news. But when we play the tape, you're going to see what the brother say. You know what I mean? It is the police who caused the woman to retaliate in a way that caused the police to shoot her. Because according to the brother, the police kicked the woman, you know what I mean, and did a conduct himself in an unprofessional conduct. You understand? Which escalated the incident and caused the woman to lose her life. So we're going to get into that later. Zin?
And 4. 2 new deaths were recorded, pushing the death toll to 1,096. In the meantime, 119 persons are hospitalized with the virus, 12 are critically ill, and 27 moderately ill. There are 15,245 active cases. Opposition leader Mark Golding is responding to Prime Minister Andrew Holness's no election declaration last week. Speaking Monday night at the PNP's Gibraltar Division Conference in St. Anne, Mr. Golding suggests that it was all a bluff.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness last week.
Nonsense. There will be no local government elections held this year.
He was responding to speculation that an election is nigh, but PNP President Mark Golding isn't buying it.
First of all, we don't know say it's a trick in the command because last year, a year ago, he come with a similar argument. And 3 weeks later, and call the general election right in the spike of COVID and make it much worse. So we now really study him and what he was saying. We know that it can happen anytime, and we are going to be ready when it comes.
And so Mr. Golding is urging party supporters to get ready. This is the PNP's candidate for the Gibraltar Division in St. Anne.
I am new to the political affairs, fairly new. And so let me reintroduce myself. I am Norda Thompson. I am a teacher by profession, educator, yes I am.
The PNP appears upbeat about its chances at the local government polls. Mr. Golding is optimistic that voters will send a strong message to the Andrew Holness-led government over what he says are weak policies and bad governance, and on the issue of unity in the PNP.
The People's National Party is being revitalized. There's a new energy, there's a new hope. When I go on the ground, I feel it. And I want my message to resonate with the comrades and to say, look, we are one united party. And we want to pull together for the Jamaican people and deliver on the mission originally formulated in 1938.
Janella Precious, TVJ News.
And it's time now for the responses from our friends on social media to our feedback question. This is our question this evening. What else can be done to address learning loss ahead of the new school term in September? Susan said, says a repeat of all students would be a great idea. Oddly, it will require more face time with teachers to include immediate and longer school hours. Another one from Sally. Too much pressure can cause mental health problems, patience, and time. Our question again, what else can be done to address learning loss ahead of the new school term in September? Keep those comments coming. Facebook.com/Television Jamaica, or you can tweet at Television Jam. The Business Day and news from overseas, they are next. Please stay with us.
All right, so you know what I mean? We're gonna get into a story now. See? So what we are gonna do now, we're gonna drop the video. You know what I mean? I'm gonna see the brother reaction to the police executing his wife. You understand? Right in front of him face. You know what I mean? Which he didn't call him to do. You know what I mean? He never call him for come execute his wife. Him call him for come de-escalate a domestic issue. And what him do? Because of the lack of proper training that our police force have, you know what I mean? And the common misbehavior that them demonstrate when them come in the garrison and I deal with poor people. I deal with the children of Israel. You know what I mean? When them come in the garrison, them behavior is such that them always end up after mistreat people. You understand? Lack of professional conduct. So what I go do right now, I go jump in at the tape, I'm gonna see the brother respond. You understand?
When I just go down with the statement, you see me, chief, and the man say,
So you see what the cause of the problem. The cause of the problem is the lack of professional behavior by the police. You understand? The woman have behave herself in such a way. You understand? She have a knife, she conceal the knife, right? And the brother tell them, say, yo, she have a knife. Them a put the man in the jeep, you know, want to bear in mind, you know. I him call the police, you know. See? And them a put the man in the jeep, you know. See? Instead of them listen to the man where must say and say she have a knife, get the knife from her. You understand? Take the knife from her, because obviously she never wield the knife. She hide the knife because the police them did it. See? Because him a fear tell them, say, yo, she have a knife. See? So what them could have do? Search her, take the knife from her before the thing get out of hand. Yo, instead of that, you know the police to threaten the woman, say, yo, him a go kick her. What kind of behavior that? You go kick the woman. That is not what the man call you for come to kick him woman. The man call you for come de-escalate the situation. You threaten the woman. You don't see the woman in a hostile manner already. You go threaten the woman, say, yo, you go kick her. That's why I'm saying them police don't have the proper training for deal with we and our issues. You understand? Them not all them I get trained for do is come and execute it. Hence the high power weapon where them give to the police for come patrol our areas, because all them see we as is criminals and dogs. You understand? Where them can just come and execute. See the man call the police to come solve a domestic issue and them kill the man, woman. You understand? And that the man call him for, because you can clearly see the pain in the man's face and him reaction that him never want to lose him woman, him love him woman. You understand? But at the point, him cannot deal with the situation because he knows say, yo, probably if him take it in a film owner and him a go end up kill the woman and then him a go to prison. So like how the police kill him woman, the police for go to prison. Because if I him did kill him woman, him would have go to jail. You understand? The police need to give account for this situation. Because all you fear serve and protect and I promise the woman a kick. And when the woman tell you about your ass, because guess what? You tell somebody say you're going to give them a kick, you know, how them going to take that? You actually go there and kick the woman. Now the woman start wheel the knife. Then, all right, him going to disclose in this video how them end up shoot the woman. And the way him explain it, the police could have done more than slacky, not more, you know. The police never have to shoot the woman. Them get enough time. If them even did to shoot the woman, them could have shot the woman in her foot. Them get enough time to neutralize the woman without taking fatal action. You understand? I'm going to play the tape, I'm going to hear the brother. You understand? So, see the man explain it there. She never have the knife in her hand, you know. It's after the police kick her, she take the knife out her socks or pants or somewhere where him say. Zin, and after that, she start advance to the police because the police kick her. You understand? So the police is the cause of this problem. And this is common. The police come in at the garrison and them conduct themselves unprofessionally. You understand? Them come in at the garrison and because them a deal with poor people, them conduct themselves in an unprofessional manner. You understand? Oh, you have a fling kick upon the woman because of the words we are come out her mouth. And when you do that now, the woman advanced to you with a knife, with the brother bin and tell you, say, yo, she have a knife. Where you never search her for find the knife and take it from her. See? She have a knife, the same knife, now she have to use it to defend herself from the police. Now the police kill her. And the police agitate this situation, in my opinion. You understand? The police is the cause of this problem and we've been saying it. Yo, the police is not trained to serve and protect black people. You understand? The way them deal with us is violence. You understand? And I realize that the police here in Jamaica, them have the same mentalities of the police over there in the United States. No love for black people and poor people, the children of Israel. No love. You understand? It's the same method and the same disrespect and the same occupyness because it's a police that cater to the system that enslave we and we still in other condition. You understand? And them don't deal with we like citizens. Them deal with we like we are the criminals. That's why the police take that action. The man call the police for deal with a domestic issue. And what the police do? Them come and execute him, woman. Somebody have to give account for this man. You understand? Somebody have to give account. Normally when a man and a woman in a conflict, see, eventually somebody get between the two of them and resolute it. You know what I mean? In not all cases, it turn out fatal, right? And the way them tell we say, yo, we must deal with the situation when we have such a conflict is to call the police. So when we call the police now and the police come, what you expect the police to do? You expect the police to de-escalate the situation. You understand? Detain somebody. And as the brother that explained, the brother them detain. The brother call the police and him them a throw in a jeep. You understand? The brother call the police, you know, and him them throw in the jeep. And him a tell them, say, yo, she have a knife. She a try stab me. Me call you know, feel you come de-escalate. Them throw him in the jeep. Leaving him vulnerable. And him have to tell them, say, yo, me no want to stay in the back of the jeep, you know, because she have a knife and me no want she stab me. Instead of the police try to catch the woman, take the knife from her because she now wield the knife at the time, you know. Detain the woman, you understand? Or try to talk down the woman in her rage. You understand? Try to, and yo, I feel like this is because them not really take them situation serious when it's a man and make the complaint. You understand? So it blow out a proportion where them never expect. And they never expect the level of, you know what I mean? The level there from a woman. You understand? Because of the lack of professional conduct. If them not conduct themselves in a professional manner, then them would have already know, say, yo, boy, we have to de-escalate the situation. And then probably I look upon the man like a fool. I say, your woman, you have your woman make you run up and down and all them things there. If the man did take it in his own and decide, say, boy, I'm going to defend him life. What would happen? He would have killed she because she have a knife. And the only way that for neutralize her, if she had tried to stab him. You understand? He would have killed she because he not trained like the police. You understand? Or lick her with a stone, then he would have got jail. So like how the police come and do the same thing. The police not forgot jail then, man. The police forgot jail. Because it's not that the man call them for do. You understand? Alright, what me I go do? I go rewind the tape for those who just are forwarding. You understand? So you can see. You know what I mean? And for every one of the human or the human rights activists them in a Jamaica, you know what I mean, who come under these guys pretending that uno is for woman's right and one bag of thing. You know what I mean? And the man them in a Jamaica don't love the woman them and I try separate the family in a Jamaica by turning the man against the woman and woman against the man. Uno can't come with that thought there again because here is a brother who clearly love him woman regardless of how abusive she is. You understand? Regardless of how the woman did that threaten him life, the man clearly seemed like him sorry, say him call the police because they end up killing him wife. You understand? Because what? Him love him woman. And that is the average Jamaican man. That is the average Israelite man in Jamaica. We love our woman. But you have forces in a Jamaica where I try paint a bad picture upon Jamaican man. You know what I mean? Because of isolated incidents that is blown out of proportion in the media. You understand? Which we not support them then either. We not support them there. You understand? But in most cases, the woman them, they are the aggressors too. You understand? And them not paint the picture there, them not do that. You understand? To the point where the police come, don't take the thing serious till them have in a conflict with the woman. End up take the woman life. You understand? So that me did want address. All right. So them bus two shot up in the ear. See? Where were the police taser? Where was the taser? You know what I mean? Where was the pepper spray? You understand? Where was the pepper spray? You know what I mean? Are you get enough time to tell her, say, boy, as the brother go on for say, you understand? You get enough time for say, yo, you have the last chance. We are give you a last chance to settle yourself. By that time, you get enough time to neutralize the woman by even shooting her in her foot. You understand? You get enough time to shoot the woman in her foot to demobilize her. But instead, you escalate the situation and eventually take the woman's life. You understand? All right, we tell you already, say, oh, that system, it not really cater to we and our needs. You understand? And one way them decide, say, them are going to deal with we, and that is for execute us. You understand? Because our police force is not our police force. It don't belong to we. You understand? It's not to make sure, say, boy, we live in a safe environment. Our police force is here to make sure, say, them keep the poor away from the rich. You know what I mean? Because according to them, according to the system, the poor, them are criminal and they are disposable. You understand? So police, when them come in our community, them come with them high power weapon, no taser. You understand? Because our government don't make sure, say, yo, them get taser. You know what I mean? I don't know if them still work with pepper spray or only in certain circumstances. You understand? But no pepper spray was used in this scenario to neutralize the woman. You understand? Instead, them use deadly force. You understand? So, we just did want to bring out that. You know what I mean? Again, we're going to close out the live, you know. You see? But we implore you to just subscribe to that channel, yeah. Like the video, you don't know. After the live end, you can pull it up and pre it back. You understand? Leave a comment, tell me what you think. Did the police conduct themselves in a right, you know what I mean, in a professional manner in this scenario? Or did the police escalate the situation and is the ones to be blamed for the woman losing them life? You understand? And based off of this brother reaction, is it okay to say that all Jamaican men are abusive or woman killer? A whole political scenario in this, you know. Based off of how you see that brother you react and how him explain the situation, is it okay to say Jamaican men, pan a whole, them a woman killer and all them do a beat them woman? Or is there scenarios where the woman herself can be abusive and in many cases threatening the man's life? You understand? Again, my name is Officer Kayad, one out of ISUPK Jamaica. You know what I mean? Make sure to go over to ISUPK Jamaica YouTube channel and subscribe. You know what I mean? Find every ISUPK channel on the internet and subscribe, because we bring out the information that you need in this time. You understand? And we are the watchmen. And we make you know what go on in society, because we realize, say, yo, they might try push a common ideology upon our people. You see? But we are trying to make our people see from a different angle. You understand? Yeah, man. We are the home of the truth. You know what I mean? We are ISUPK and a commanding general, Your Honor, the home of the truth. You understand? And with that, we're now going to further another video. And I say, Shalom. You understand?